Samalander is the one that posted the link in the Discord server. Thanks for it. This is the one I've been meaning to poke into. Playing against Vi Pantheon. One of the things I do like about Runeterra is you get to see the opponent's champions and regions before the game, so you can kind of know how you want to mulligan. I imagine this is probably a little bit more of an aggressive deck with Pantheon. He's a champion that explicitly wants you to play things like combat tricks. Honestly, our hand seems pretty good. Early play, both of our champions, and then single combat is a touch of interaction. So Runeterra, similar to Magic, allows both players to play every turn of the game. And in Runeterra, you actually do a little bit more playing than Magic even. The best comparison from Runeterra to Magic is that in Runeterra, you basically untap and draw a card every turn, even your opponent's turn. The thing that differentiates my turn from their turn is who has this attack token. So you alternate back and forth who gets to attack while you play. I'm gonna go ahead and play a 2-drop out. This manifests a card, so I get to look at 3 different cards that meet its condition and pick one of them. Very similar to the draft mechanic that Magic recently introduced. Draw a card or create me in hand, or each round start while I'm in your hand. Transform me into a random 6+ cost spell. So we could take a high roll on this to roll into other things, or I could take a Yieldy Spirit. Anomaly is definitely the content play. I feel like this has potential to be better here too, though. Now, attacking and blocking in Runeterra is very similar to Magic in that the person with the attack token declares attackers, and then the opponent declares blockers. Only blocking is 1-to-1. We should crank the KDA board music up. I can bump it a little bit. It is a bit of a banger. The game board that you play on dictates what music you hear, and this KDA board, because it's after their pop band, it actually has 3 different songs that you can toggle here. So which song you hear here toggles back and forth. Bum, 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 bum. Soldiers, me. Now, one thing that differs from Magic that's important to note is that the damage stays on units across turns in Runeterra. So that's similar to Hearthstone. Grant me quick attack or challenger. Oh, it's one or the other. Huh. I think I want challenger. So challenger means I get to pick who blocks me. It's kind of like provoke, if you ever use that in Magic. Now, I don't really want to provoke into the White Flame Fury here because it gets bigger every time they target it with a spell. I think we will challenge into... I think we will hook the Priestess, though. And you can see here, the eye is one of the most innovative, sweet features in Runeterra compared to other card games. When I mouse over the eye here, it tells me how combat's going to play out. So it says, hey, if nobody blocks, their creature's going to die, my Jayce is going to go to 2 life, and they're going to take 3 damage. And then obviously this can change as my opponent makes blocking decisions here, or plays spells. Okay, yeah, so this is actually really good for them. So they targeted this with a +1/+1. That then gives it another +1/+1 because of that, and now it gets to block and eat my thing. So you're getting kind of punished for my attack with the 3/4 here. This has a mechanic called Fury, so it gets bigger every time it eats something. It's a little yikes for us. Bum, 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 bum.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
Ooh. I guess we'll play Lux out here. She has a barrier, which means she doesn't take damage from the first time she takes damage in a turn here. So if they want to attack in with this, her barrier gets to jump in front and bounce off. So we'll block this here, I'll mouse over the eye. It shows that I'm going to lose my barrier, their thing's going to die. They're going to get gems in hand from this dying. And then this is going to go to 3 toughness. And obviously they could have a spell here for their 2 mana to change the outcome of this. They have their Pale Cascade that could be bad for us, for example. So Lux here says she levels up when she's seen us cast 6+ mana worth of spells. And when she levels up, she creates a Final Spark, which is a free spell that deals 4 damage to something. So I think we actually just go ahead here and I'm gonna go ahead and Shock Blast these two, which will deal 3 to 2 different things. And again, I can look over the eye to see what's going to happen here. It shows me that Lux is going to level up. I'm going to get a Final Spark. One of their things is going to die. The other one's going to go to 2 toughness. Obviously, they could have things to interact here. Their deck has a lot of combat tricks in it.
Here we go.
Okay, so that happened.
Pushing my limits.
So Lux levels up. You get that Final Spark in hand. I imagine we're about to see this get gemmed up. Which triggers its Faded and then also heals it. They can get this out of range of the Final Spark here. Those of you that know me, you know I'm brutally honest about economies in games. You've heard me talk about Arena. Runeterra is basically the only player-friendly economy of any major digital card game. It's the only one, chat. It's, in fact, that... Wow, they just let this die. That is one of the reasons why I make a point when I am enjoying Runeterra's formats to play Runeterra on stream. Because not only do I like it, but I think it's good to reward companies that do good by their players. So, Runeterra is a newer game, so it's not quite as popular as Magic yet. But they've done a lot right. They also, as another selling point, if you haven't seen it before, if you're someone that enjoys deck building games like Slay the Spire, Runeterra has a single player experience called the Path of Champions that provides a Slay the Spire-esque type experience. Ooh, yikes. That's actually really good. This is 4 in 1. They're going to get both of these here. Do I just play the Aurora Borealis to trigger the Lux and get another Final Spark here? I think that might be the play. Oh, Jayce levels up too if we play this. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the play then.
Cannon, test it, and prime.
I do not have a specific referral code or link for Runeterra. Just download it wherever you please. Wherever works for you. Oh, wait. It filled my hand, so there's a hard 10-card hand limit in Runeterra. I forget that sometimes. So I actually didn't get the Final Spark because the Borealis filled our hand. Rip. Oh, we didn't get the level up spell on this either. Ooh. We saved the Jayce, but at what cost, chat? We did hit decent Poros. We did hit decent Poros. And we're a little ahead on board, to be fair. Although now we're about to be even on board, because I'm just going to trade down here. Let's open on Mage Seeker Insider, just a 6/6 thick one here. See what they do.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
They have 5 mana. I'll attack with my 6/6 and see what they do.
Leave or burn.
Trickster aim. I'm gonna give this Jayce quick attack.
Nothing a little ingenuity can't fix.
Yeah, look at that smile, chat. He's coming for you. His perfect teeth. His chiseled jawline.
Today we say enough.
So do we just, like, go wide here and then Demacia? Sled, hold, double fight. That could be okay. We're gonna play all these units eventually, so starting on the big one seems fine. So Pantheon's gonna level here. Get a bunch of keywords.
I stand this day, a man against all gods.
So when this levels up, it gains a bunch of keywords. It's got elusive, fearsome, spell, shield, regeneration. It does notably does not have lifesteal here though. I think we just take the hit here.
Hey Rosa, got some new tweaks to the power circuitry.
Great. We're running into heat issues. What you got? The mountain knows me. I am the traveler.
So this doubles my first 6-cost spell each round. So let's go ahead and for Demacia here.
Replicating the power spike.
Pump up the jam. We have double single combat here as well available. These are all gonna die because they're obliterating my things. Then we've got a really solid attack here. They could have another blocker. Wait, they played this, right? So I'm gonna get priority after this. Right, and then it's my turn. Yeah, and then I get to attack, and now this has to block. And it trades with whatever it blocks. This seems okay for us. Like, if they have another Pantheon, we could be in trouble. But it definitely feels like we're ahead at the moment. We have some replacement units here, and these are going to get to manifest us some big spells as well.
Stand up.
Sorry, clicked off the window. This is still fine. Okay, that's we don't have a Jayce to double it anymore, but we've got another for Demacia here. Quick attack, challenge, fury, augment, and barrier, as well as impact. Notably does not have overwhelm. It's progress day! Oh, he has overwhelm naturally. Oh, he does. You're right. Good shout. Hoggers Day. I think we're just going wide here, right?
If it's a people problem, I'm your man.
We will find you a good death, my friend. I know. I am ready.
Okay, so Vi's about to level.
They will know.
No lifesteal on this was great for us. We're going to 7 here. Okay, and then I get to play Forge Chief, and then we get to carry this mana over to next turn. And we get to go ahead and make 2 assembly line workers, and then we get to 4 Demacia and Smash. That's really good. Of course, still just in the market to Smash. Math is for the eye, chat. I don't know if you're a dead opponent. I'm gonna attack with everything and find out, though. This chiseled man shit. -10, -5. Okay, so they're gonna go to 1. So they gotta block. They have a card that interacts here. So they're currently dead with these blocks. They need to put their 1, 2 in front of my 6, 7. They go to 1 when they lose their entire board. And you can see how things are playing out with the eye every time they change something here. Which is so great. It's one of my favorite things about this client. It's just like getting to see all the permutations work out instantly as they make decisions. Yeah, so they have to do this, which means they lose their board.
There's the 1-2 punch.
Then you see them just like vigorously shuffling units back and forth, trying to see if there's a permutation where they live and they get to keep their stuff. There is not. Their timer's running down here, so we're gonna get final blocks in a second. Oh, it's waiting for me to say okay. I was so invested in the eye, chat. If they have their 3rd Pantheon, we could be in trouble. Their 3rd Pantheon could overwhelm and kill us. Close game. Close game. Yeah, that's true. Trying to shuffle to kill the most things. Probably accurate as well. Pretty good start for Jayce Lux. So I mulligan my more expensive stuff looking for cheaper things. Found a Mage Seeker Pursuiter here. Yeah, I know Jayce Heimer's a thing, but Lux is bait, chat. You want to replace her? Why would you want to replace her, chat?
To serve the greater good.
I see all.
Approach, savage.
Listen, Sassin, it's okay to be wrong.
Even a fragment snuffs out lives.
Is the extension not up? Mobilytics should be up, by the way. Oh, I think I forgot to make that announcement. If you were still watching from when we were playing Magic, refresh the stream for the Mobilytics overlay for mouse over cards and duck code. Jayce probably can't attack into this profitably, huh?
Let me know if you still want them science lessons, Jayce. Will do, Axel.
Nobody disrespects the queen. Yes. That's fine. I'm pretty sure Lux's response to Assassin disrespecting her would be, I'm sorry, do I know you? Then we don't have great attacks here, so we'll just end the round when they pass back.
Today we say enough.
I am told this deck I am currently playing is considered good.
The sun is shining.
Do other people in chat agree with that assessment?
Upon our return,
See, chat, even our opponent knows that Lux is stunning.
For the lost.
I'm gonna bump this into here so we can fire off the Shock Blast next turn. That's true too. Runeterra did just get new cards and a small balance patch. So for people wanting to know with certainty if a deck is good or bad, that's still a little bit in flux. Much like with Alchemy and Arena right now. So I kind of wait and see. Would like to Shock Blasty, please. So they have another thing here to protect her? Otherwise, she's still dead, right? Okay.
testing.
I've been hiding my light too long.
I like how there's just like random removal spell in this game just has like better animation value than like the most expensive mythic in Magic Arena does. I think I want to kill Raven more than Pantheon here. Is that wrong? I guess I could technically kill them both. Maybe we just, this is another Jayce. I could just like kill them both. Maybe we just kill them both. Finish them type situation. Okay, well they really don't want Pantheon to die, so now I think I'm definitely trading Jayce for it.
Hey, Rosa, got some new tweaks to the power circuitry.
Great. We're running into heat issues. What you got?
They are gonna assemble the Blade of Exile with this next one. So I have 10 mana total right now. So I can play Jayce out, and then I can Thermo Beam, leveling Jayce and Lux.
It isn't the man of tomorrow.
Hey, back to work if you don't want to be the lady of yesterday.
Fly to them on broken wings. Make these pieces whole. Silenced and violent.
Not on my work site, Bob.
Their deck is noxious, so going to 5 might be a little sketch on my part here. This works out pretty well for us, though. I get to go ahead and Thermo Beam this, level both my champions, kill this with Final Spark, and then have decent open attacks next turn. Give your allies 2-0 quick attack. If they already have it, give double attack or double attack. Give them a random keyword instead.
A beacon through the dark. Finally, peace.
Do I want to just lethal open or should I acceleration gate? They're just conceding, sure. Good beats, good beats.
Gonna mark today down as a success.
As a success. It's like been pretty good so far. The games it's generated have been interesting. Midrange when midrange is playable in Runeterra, it does it so fantastically. Both the resource system and the priority system really lend to fantastic games with a lot of back and forth. Honestly, I might just keep all of these, huh? It seems just like a good opening for. Although I guess this opponent is playing Asoul Braum, which would imply something more controlling. So maybe I'm supposed to mulligan Thermo Beam because their champion lineup implies something more controlling. One thing to note here, if you're again new to Runeterra and haven't noticed, you'll note that this mana that I'm not using on the first turn is not just being lost, it's being banked here into spell mana. You can carry over up to 3 mana across turns in Runeterra, which actually makes these 6 mana spells quite powerful because you can conserve your mana across the first 2 turns to play a 6 mana spell on the 3rd turn. Yes, the Runeterra not playing audio when not in focused is very annoying. Because, like, for example, my wife just sent me a Discord message I need to check, so it's going to turn off the sound again. I apologize. That is a bug that they are aware of. It impacts streamers more than most because we're doing lots of things while we play. Our opponent's disconnected. It's unfortunate. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. It's a good one to hit. Scout means you get to attack twice with this unit each turn. It's a chunky monkey. Bum, 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 bum. Thanks everybody for hanging out. By the way, check out Runeterra for the sponsored segment by the Bounty Board today. We're going to be doing Runeterra as part of the regular schedule's non-sponsored content too, because I've been enjoying it. We're going to be playing this deck for the next hour or so still, and then we'll be back tomorrow with another deck. My goal is to try and highlight a different deck each day. And if you missed the Runeterra stuff, the Runeterra decks are ending up on my main YouTube channel, just like all the Magic decks that I play as well. It's a very set rotation of Runeterra. So Runeterra is still a very new game that they've just, this most recent release or the release before this, just finally added their 10th and final color to the game. So they haven't announced their plans for what a rotation will look like if they're going to have one of those in multiple formats or not yet. I imagine now that we have the 10 full regions in, we might see talk of something like that, but nothing concrete as of yet. Honestly, though, the fact that Runeterra has such a player-friendly economy means that rotation's much less of a big deal in this game, I think, than it would be in other games like Hearthstone or Magic, where they're more abusive to their players with the economy model. I might keep all of these, honestly. The back-to-back is decent with Lux and Mageseeker as an enabler, and I've got a 1-2. I don't have a ton of off-stream gaming time, so a lot of the decks you're gonna see me like. I actually hadn't played any decks with this deck before we played today. Mostly just looking for decks that are like established good decks to give a spin to. And if you're a Runeterra player that supports my stuff and you're in the Discord server, that's the great place to tag me in the Runeterra channel there to let me know, hey Jeff, this deck is competitive and neat, you should give it a try on one of your streams. Yeah, Runeterra is on Windows as well as Android and iOS. And no joke, Runeterra runs better on my cell phone than Magic Arena runs on my gaming computer. I wish that was a joke, chat. It is not a joke. How well does Arena run on your phone? If you want to see Arena be the pseudo slideshow that it is on my phone, the daily deck digest from yesterday was actually challenged me to play Arena on my cell phone. And you can see it runs, but, well, maybe saying it walks is more descriptive than saying it runs. Let's say that. It walks on my cell phone. Crawls might be a bit too harsh. I think walks is accurate.
Their guilt is evident.
Wow, it's slow on an iPad Pro too? That's rough. Haley is really fast silence. She is like full-on terrible 2 demon at 18 months old. Just all over and into everything. Depending on what they do here, we might play this 2-1 before we attack here still.
Very kind of you to grace us with your presence, milady.
Axel, shut up.
Shut up, Axel. So I'm gonna go ahead and off. This is ephemeral, so it's going away, but I'm gonna offer this trade to push a bunch of damage here. Definitely feels like we're the beatdown at the moment.
I am lightning. I break the wind.
They're marking all of our friends, chat. I think I want to get Lux down before we back-to-back. What's he doing at levels? When I'm summoned, block or attack, get a Mark of the Storm. And the Mark of the Storm, mark something, and then if it's already marked, it removes the mark to stun and deal 2.
World's a big place. Let's see all of it.
That's pretty good.
Oh, it's you. I mean, hey.
Sorry. Did I know you?
Do I know you?
This is Tempest.
What's the punish for blocking here? Chat, someone tell me how I get punished here. What am I playing? What am I not playing around by taking this block? They can play another and level it? I don't care about that. Because we're gonna back to back and then blast it. So I think this block is good for us. They're just gonna recall it. So it's a free attack because they're planning to recall it anyways. Although if they recall it, then Ezreal doesn't get to play his Mystic Shot, right? Oh yeah, Twin Disciples doesn't matter because we have Barrier this turn. Yeah, okay. I think this attack's just not particularly good. The cannon. They probably just have another one that they want to play out. So I assume they're about to Mystic Shot my Mage Seeker Persuaders here. And we have the attack token next turn, so we're gonna have to like open on the burst with this and then ship in. I don't know if they timed out or if they intentionally did that. Either way.
Pushing my limits.
So this becomes a 4-3 with Challenger. Wanna order this last, I think. I assume there are stuns in my future. Hanu's Runeterra. I think we're out of beta was like a year and a half ago at this point. And if you count the open beta period, they're like 2.5 years. Someone correct me on that. It might be a little bit more than that.
Would it help if I apologized?
New-ish in terms of card games for sure. It's been 2 years since they went into closed beta. 4/29/20 was the official release. Okay, and the closed beta was about 6 months before that then. Soraka. I'm mulligan this, looking for a spell to enable Lux, but I think I'm into Forge Chief plus Forger tomorrow. Well, that's not particularly great for our Chief.
Not on my work site, bub.
That strike means we still get to Remembrance on 3 if we want, but I probably would prefer to Remembrance post Lux based on the texture of our hand.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Is Soraka Kench still a deck at all, or has that disappeared?
We'll take what we need to survive.
They attack with this, we're gonna eat it with Sharp Sight. Getting in our hits while they don't have resources up to frostbite us is good. Yeah, if you refresh your browser, you should be able to hover the cards. Twitch makes you have to refresh after coming from Magic. I play rather thick lad here. Got a couple of decent attacks here.
Nothing escapes my watch.
I don't really want to trade this for their 3-2, but I'm fine with this eating their 3-2. This draws a card when it dies.
Ready the torches.
Yeah, you're fine. I forgot to tell people to refresh Grimhorn. Usually I do. Yeah, it's annoying, but at the end of the world, Troll Chant gets us at some point usually. This is like, as far as like Troll Chant's blowout go, this is like super minimal. I mean, honestly, the Soraka Kench deck not being very good is probably a very good thing for Runeterra as a whole, because the type of deck that Soraka Kench is incredibly toxic.
We can do this.
But it's neat that it can exist as a bad strategy. It's a deck that I like that it exists from a diversity of play pattern standpoint, but from a should this deck be good, that's definitely a resounding no for me.
Light the signal fires.
So let's Remembrance here, level up Lady Lux.
Pushing my limits.
My limit. Yes, it's very for people that haven't played Runeterra back when that deck was a real deck, Soraka Kench was basically a prison deck. Or the closest thing Runeterra has to a prison deck. So similar to like in Magic, like prison decks don't generate great games.
Winter's claw will purge the weak.
So anyways, we started blasting.
A beacon through the dark.
Strong.
Every time this survives a hit, it gets 3 attack and is overwhelmed, so I probably don't want to go in on that until we can kill it. They probably have Hush, which makes this not good. I'm going to take back-to-back for a burst speed way to trigger this. This has Challenger, so we can force this to block.
No mercy for cowards.
They could have a Frostbite here. But even that's not the end of the world, because if they wipe the attack off of this... So this is going to put this to 4, and then we get priority after combat and can blast it. So I think that's fine.
By the light.
Are there any competitive Ashe decks at the moment? She was a champion I always enjoyed. The longest commitment in my life. Thank you for the almost 3 years. Welcome back.
If it's a people problem, I'm your man.
So we have 10 total mana here. We can just for Demacia and get Smashy here. Oh, Demacia! Cast Overrun. Crunch.
Help if I apologized?
Yes, that's actually a buff they made to Lux. Her final sparks didn't used to be able to hit the Nexus, but they can now. So, this is interesting. I clicked out of the Runeterra window while the sound was starting, and it kept playing even though I wasn't focused.
Let's make tomorrow today.
There was some kind of delayed trigger that let it get going there. Alright, so I think I'm gonna attack with this before they get a chance to deploy blockers to get the spell mana out of it. Oh, does the overlay still have the old version? That might be. It might be the case that the overlay still has the old version.
Let us take a peek at life beneath the waves.
The 5/5, right? Yeah, take an illegal contraption.
I'm your man.
So we get to Mage Seeker Persuader this turn, bank a spell mana. The next turn we have 4+2, which will let us Remembrance or Assembly Line or Contraption ahead of time. And it will also trigger Mage Seeker to get 1/1 in Challenger, which is nice. Yeah, I could see that obtuse. The Ash deck's having trouble against the go wide decks is a lot of sense. You excel when the aggressive decks are looking to go tall, not wide. That checkbox is currently broken, Thomas. It's bugged in the client.
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
Now the question is, do I want to make some Forge Workers as 3/3s? If they play a Ziggs out this turn, I'd rather have Remembrance, I think. Yeah, they nerfed Poppy again. They put her down to a 2/3.
If they don't break, they'll burn. For the glory of Noxus.
Right out! You can't outrun justice.
Also, like, there's a good chance those decks they nerfed are still somewhat playable, Beastone. Like, that's the beauty of nerfs, right? Your deck doesn't lose its key card. That key card just gets brought down into power level with the rest of the format. Yeah, you have some choices in champion inclusions now. Man, Lux going down to 5 mana from 6 is such an incredible buff to this card. Letting you play her and then play your 6 mana spell on curve right after is such a huge improvement. This card used to cost 6 mana last time I played Runeterra. No! Murderer! You're a monster!
They'll never see it coming.
You know worse.
I'll leave this alive for now, because I can play another one to hook this next turn. And this threatens things like their Ziggs or their Poppy if they play them out.
Mages can't hide from me.
bum, bum. Bottom, bum, bum. Rude. I was gonna play this, but now I'm gonna play the Mage Seeker out. Because I want to kill this without losing my things, so I don't want these to trade, but this can eat into here and then be a 4-1 after.
Time to bust out some combustion.
You have no alibi.
My Helglandia logo looks really good with this board in the corner. Like, matches the KDA blue nicely. My butterfly. Almost looks like it fits right into the board.
Reporting in.
So we have 9 mana here with the spell mana, so we can play the Forge of Tomorrow and then play an assembly line and get some spell mana back and have our board nice and full of workers.
Another day, another explosion.
Today's the day I find that hero.
Do I just make a 5/5 to block this profitably? I guess this already blocks it profitably, right? 5/5 attacks, or 5/5 attacks in better next turn though. Yeah, let's do that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Okay, ready. Met with steel. Do your work.
That's better. I think I just take this trade here and keep my life total high.
One for you and one for you. Oh, no, 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 no.
This open is lethal, right? I feel like I should just deploy all my attackers though, just because like they have burn spells and stuff, so I think I should just go in.
That's why you always carry another pair of goggles.
Oh, that's super unfortunate that this doesn't work with this. And you can see the eye shows me I lose the second one. That's a really sad interaction. I was expecting it to work the other way.
I would love to can't outrun justice.
That's fine there, dude. I was expecting the forge to crack and then for all my things to go into play when I made that sequence. Yeah, Runeterra letting you check ahead of time with the eye. I mean, I still technically misplayed, but the eye saved me from doubling down on the mistake, which was nice. On Arena, I'd be SOL and would have doubled down on it, because I wouldn't have had anything that could tell me otherwise. So they're definitely something aggressive with Poppy Zed, so super happy to have Thermo Beam. The rest of these seem good too. Mulligan the 7-drop, don't want that in the opener for sure. Second Lux is a bit sag, but I definitely wanted to keep the first one, I think. This is plenty of early interaction, hopefully bridge the gap to get here. Yeah, the fact that Poppy doesn't buff Zed on the first attack seems like a big deal. I don't think I want to Thermal Beam this. I think that's too aggressive. I have a 2-2 that can trade with it down the line. I might open attacks here.
Where'd she go?
Please, Mom.
I can feel the Malding from Magic Boomers complaining about how the eye would remove all skill from Magic the Gathering.
I help when I can. Shut up when I can.
Okay, so I think I probably want to kill this one because she's going to give this quick attack. So I have to, this is elusive, so I can't block it. So I have to take 4 here, and then I think we just go ahead and beam the Witchy Poos. That way this can trade next turn. We have no play on our turn 3, but we'll get to bank that spell mana, and then on turn 4, we'll get to play the assembly line. And then 5, 6, we'll curve into Lux into a spell. Runeterra really rewards you for foresight and planning your turns out ahead more than any other card game I've ever played, the way the spell mana system works. You can't just be thinking about your current turn, you need to be thinking about how your resource usage on this turn impacts subsequent turns. Now, with Jayce, do I...
Wouldn't be a quest.
I think we just assemble. Oh, I guess Jayce means Poppy can't attack. Oh, no, wait, this has Challenger. So if I Jayce... they'll get hooked into this, but I think that's fine, right? Because if I do this, I'm gonna put Challenger on this.
Nothing beats field testing.
Because they'll probably attack with these, hook this, this will be a 3-4, and then Jayce will attack in and kill this next turn. I'm fine with this, it's like a gain 3+ kill this down the line.
The sun is shining. We should too.
We should too. I could theoretically barrier Jayce to keep him alive too, but I'll just die to the Challenger next turn, so I don't think that's necessary. Well, I guess I have the back-to-back too. Maybe we do save Jayce here. Maybe we do save the Jayce. If they just pass the turn here, I'm gonna take the pass, I think, because of the back-to-back.
Illuminate the enemy. Hope you're sturdy.
Rats, they called my bluff.
I'm attacking.
Harry, riposte. You are toast.
You are toast.
Fair.
Aha.
Shine with me. Pushing my limits.
Save Jayce or not to save Jayce? That's the question, chat. Therein lies the question. And if I save Jayce, do I save him with the barrier or do I save him with the sharp sight? I think I just offer the trade. Yeah, I think that's accurate. Look, I think Lux is pretty likely to take over this game, and having the barrier to protect her has a lot of value. Like, I've got a lot of 6+ mana spells in my hand, so strapping a blaster onto every one of them is a good potential.
No more holding back.
Yeah, I think that's fine to leave on for card games, Cody. We can toggle it off when we switch over to Rune King.
Come on, people.
tomorrow today. My steel is yours. Need clearance, pal.
Thanks for the follow, SGS. Good afternoon.
Let's go, people.
Next turn, we'll have 3 plus 8 is 11. Now we can do this into this. Deck is definitely a blast. Confirmed a blast.
All right, team. Adventure time.
Adventure time. If they can kill Lux in response here, I am kind of medium, but yeah, they didn't, so we're great.
I've got your back.
It's fine, I wasn't even sure I wanted to kill Poppy anyways.
By the light.
Boom, boom, boom. So next turn we'll have 11 mana. Oh, I counted my mana wrong this turn, didn't I? I think I said I had 11. We only had 10. That's fine. It didn't matter. But next turn we'll have 11, so we'll have 8. 8 plus 3. I mean, to be fair, the cram bug was like fixed in like 2 business days, right?
Silent as
I don't know. Bugs happen, but the cram bug I think is was like handled more than reasonably. I don't ever expect software to be perfect. I'm reasonable and I understand how software works. I just want there to be clear communication when there's issues and fixing them in a relatively reasonable amount of time.
protect and strike.
They cannot hide.
The Yordle here's with me.
Yordle's with me. So anyways, let's start a blasting. Maybe I should single combat here too and kill Poppy.
A beacon through the dark.
I don't know that it really matters. This game is pretty solidly into garbage time, I think. Kind of choose our own adventure book for how we want to win from here.
I'm attacking.
Probably should have single commented the Poppy.
Come on, mate.
What was the cram bug? If you used surf and then scored a small amount of points, you literally became invulnerable until you scored again. It was like a big bug. It was really important that they fixed it. Grant an ally 1/1 rally. Oh, I haven't seen this change. That's interesting. I like changes like that, where like it's probably making the card nerfed, but it's a side grade, it's not strictly worse. Oh, this game works like magic. If I kill their thing, they don't get to rally. I thought that's different. I thought if the thing dies, they still... No, the rally still goes off.
For justice and all things right.
It depends on the card. Now that's confusing. In general, rallies are similar to taking extra turns in Magic, and they're something that should be used sparingly and probably shouldn't be the forefront of the format, in my opinion. We are a bronze gamer, chip. Slowly crawling our way back up to the tippy top. The word "to" determines that the first part needs a second. Right, that is correct. You are correct. I'm remembering that difference now. His hand actually seems great. Hey, WMG, thanks for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. You're catching us towards the tail end of our Runeterra part. We're going to play 1 or 2 more games with this, and then we're going to switch over to some Rune King after. It's Jayce like 6 months sweet. I think I'm going to keep all these. Seems reasonable.
Let's get to work.
Happy to trade these here. I'm gonna open on attacks here because they didn't offer this trade, so that means they probably don't want to take it. And like if they play like the 3-2 that gives something barrier, I won't be able to attack this turn, so I'm gonna start by attacking.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Oh, this is the Poppy Zed deck again.
I help when I can. Shut up when I can't.
We made it, Ram!
I want to go home.
I'm gonna single combat these.
Run!
They'll never see me coming.
They'll never see us coming.
Yeah, they were trying to set that challenger up with the witch. No such luck for them. Alright, so we'll give Jayce challenger here.
Hey, big man.
You ready to get in bed? All day, every day, Reggie. Let's get started.
Just kill their elusive and keep our life total high here, potentially.
Come on, sir.
This means that Jayce is going to trade off with this next turn, but that's fine. We're going to have a really strong open attack here with Zed. We're going to be taking 6, and maybe Zed's leveling. I think we're letting Zed level. I think I let Zed level because we're going to get Lux online next turn.
My skill is unrivaled. Time for this candle to flicker out.
I'll melt away your shadows.
And we'll open on this next turn to blast the Zed.
Off we go!
Go down.
Now I can do this and this. I guess we could get denied here.
I've been hiding my light too long. A beacon through the dark.
Darkness. Pledge yourself to the shadows.
Into battle with hearts aglow.
Attack with all these. Because even if they want to put the 2-4 into the 3-3, we have sharp sight to kill it. It just gets rid of an attacker that makes it harder for them to go fully wide next turn without deploying something. And if they don't open on attacks, I get to back and shoot the Zed before they can attack.
I live for those who do not.
No more holding back!
Do not fear the shrouded path.
Come on, Rance!
Only the wood.
It honestly might have been wrong to kill the Zed there.
This is my choice.
Come on, then. Into darkness.
I don't have any traditional reach.
The superior tactic is to never give up.
Never give up. It's felt reasonable down in the depths where we are for the ranked ladder arc. We're still slowly sliding our way back up to Masters or whatever it's called in this game. Trundle. Probably something more controlling. I'm gonna mulligan the single combat. Look for something more proactive. I guess I should double check the stats on these cards. This is a 4-5 still. That's still the same as the last time I played it. Brahm's an 0-6 now.
Come on, people.
He went and got himself a buff, chat. We're gonna play some Braum here in a minute. He's in our Rune King party currently, chat.
I see all.
Keep it up.
Yes, yeah, you get real games of Runeterra at every part of the ranked ladder because of the economy.
Okay, got it.
Even newer players have access to real cards,
Need clearance, pal.
which I agree is great. Like starting at the bottom of the ladder in Arena is just like pretty bad content, generally speaking. Alright, quick attack here.
A little ingenuity can't fix. Next deck in.
This is dying anyway, so I guess we'll attack. It steals 2 to everything here in a second.
Oh, I'm gonna clone ya.
That's a weird block. They should block this one because these two are gonna die regardless, so my opponent just like took an extra point of damage.
King of Trolls coming through.
We can do this. I've been hiding my light too long.
Okay, Dragon is actually a great generation here. Because we've got this blast left over. They could have Frostbites in their deck here too, though. Something to note. Although I guess if they Frostbite the dragon... Really? Okay. Huh.
Illuminate the enemy.
If they Frostbite this, I can Sharp Sight him and then still Final Spark this.
By the light.
Thing still costs 8, right? Yeah, 8 refill your spell mana. This card's a neat finisher.
Ready. Magic corrupts Demacia from within.
Your Demasia's nothing like what I know.
Yeah, and our Demasias just get along.
Testing.
So they're at 7. Jayce is leveling. We get another Final Spark to put them to 3.
The superior tactic is to never give up.
Never give up. This deck was kind of gassed yet. I don't think I have many changes. The split of stuff felt kind of reasonable. This card's kind of bad. This is a cheeky inclusion that's probably not very good. I didn't realize we were actually playing a copy of this. We created it with Financer a couple of times, and like that was fine because it was a random generation. But this is like almost assuredly worse, I think, than playing like a back-to-back, another Remembrance or Assembly line. I guess no, it's not even gonna be focus speed, right? Because it just changes it instantly. It's a surprise factor. Yeah, I guess, but like you have that same surprise factor with Financer without having to play like this card explicitly in your deck. I think Assembly Line's probably better. Or Remembrance. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Remembrance. The range of things you get with this is pretty reasonable. I think that's probably the only change I'd make. All right, any rate, that's going to wrap on Runeterra for today. We played Runeterra yesterday as well as a couple of decks last week. So if you're looking for more Runeterra content for myself, you can find those up on YouTube. This whole segment will get added there later this evening. Laura, thanks for the follow, by the way, if you're still here. I'll be back with more Runeterra tomorrow afternoon. We're going to do 2 or 3 decks a week